G'day everyone and welcome to the second episode of Australian Model Railway News. This is the April 2021 edition. Before we get into the episode, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everyone who checked out the first episode, which was of course March 2021, and the overwhelming feedback that I've got from that has been incredibly positive, and that I can't thank everyone enough for. From everyone who obviously watched the video, which was a lot more people than I thought were going to watch it, to everyone who shared it on the social media networks and things like that. So yeah, everyone who's left a comment and all the new subscribers, it's awesome. Thank you so much. It gives me a lot of motivation to keep, going with this. So here we are for episode 2, which is, awesome. Before we get into the news, don't forget to, of course, be subscribed and have notifications turned on so you do know when I've got any new videos coming out, so you can keep up to date. So, let's get into the news. Auscision finally released and have started to distribute their Tangaras, with customers beginning to receive them at the beginning of the month after many, many years of waiting. Although I didn't order one, as I was hoping that they might do a surprise release of the 4D, a broad gauge Melbourne experimental train that is very similar to the Tangaras, but oh well, unfortunately they didn't. Maybe another time. So far, the reports of people who did get them seem to be extremely positive, and everyone seems to be quite happy with this new release. However, I have seen a few posts regarding removing the body from the chassis to install decoders and sound speakers, things like that. It does seem to be a little bit of a struggle, but there are plenty of posts getting around about how to do it. So staying with the Tangaras, another manufacturer of 3D printed parts, CTRLP Model Railways, will be releasing Schaffenberg couplers for closer connection between the consists. As stated on a Facebook post, those of you who have been lucky enough to pick up your Tangaras last week may have noticed a rather large gap between carriages and difficulty in coupling and uncoupling the inter-car couplers. I've been developing magnetic close couplers and gangways that should sort out both these issues, allowing for easier coupling and prototypically correct spacing between the cars. Still a bit of development to do, but hoping to make these available in the coming weeks when everyone will start receiving their Tangaras. CTRLP Models also produce other 3D printed parts for the ARM38 class, Auscision XPT, plus what looks to be other products coming in the future. So it looks like a new manufacturer definitely to keep an eye on. They also announced towards the end of the month that they'll be doing magnetic Schaffenberg couplers for the SEM Endeavours and Explorers, as well as the OTM Sprinters. And as someone who does have one of the OTM Sprinters, I'd be pretty keen to get my hands on a set of these for, better prototypical running if I run them as multiple units. So just jumping back to Auscision, in the last couple of days of April, they began releasing the pre-orders of the 600 class locomotive to those customers who had pre-ordered them. The 600 class was a small number of locos that ran for the South Australian Railways through to Australian National, and even a couple of them can still be seen today. So I ran a poll on my Instagram, and by quite the landslide over 2 different polls, it looks like I'm going to be ordering locomotive 602 in the Australian National livery. Thank you to everyone who voted. And I will get it in DCC and sound equipped, so I've got to get an order in for that. And once I've received it, I will make a review, so stay tuned for that. Bruce Harrison at Trainbuilder announced 2 new Victorian Railways suburban electric projects expected for a mid-2022 release. All brass Victorian Railways swing door cars in locomotive hauled and electric versions. Prices will start from $575 for a single loco hauled country car, $1,675 for a 2-car set, both powered and unpowered, and up to $3,350 for a 4-car set, plus postage, as well as Victorian Railways Harris suburban cars. These will be all brass with powered M cars, interior lighting and directional headlights, and marker lights where appropriate. There are 4 options, starting from $2,300 for a 3-car set and up to $3,400 for a 4-car set plus postage. It does make me wonder if we'll get a H-car release later on to cater for, V-line and even current V-line modelers. something to definitely keep an eye on. According to a social media post, Trainbuilder also have a bogie, sheep and cattle wagon about to be released in the next couple of weeks. And from the photos, they do look great. However, they are $450 a model, but I am mighty tempted by that VSAY bogie sheep wagon. It does look extremely well made. If you are interested in Trainbuilder products, I would highly recommend joining the Facebook page, as it seems that's the most active place for announcements and information, as well as Bruce and other members do kind of run a buy, swap and sell for locomotives, rolling stock and lineside structures. And there is also their website where they have all their current available releases and upcoming releases. Phoenix Reproduction and SDS Models gave us an update on the D3 locomotives, including some photos of the models in production, saying that they are now expected to ship from Dongguan, I hope I've said that right, in June. Although there have been pre-production samples getting around of the D3 since the Geelong exhibition in 2020, we also got to see it at the SDS stand at the Diamond Creek exhibition at the beginning of the month. So far, it's looking pretty good and has now been marked for a second quarter release in 2021, according to Phoenix's website. We also got to see some pre-production samples of the VRK class, T and 81 class locomotives. The K was originally announced a very, very, very long time ago by Eureka Models, and it's now looking like we're actually going to have it since Phoenix SDS took over the project. According to an ad in the Australian Model Railway magazine, the K-Class is looking to be released late in 2021. And well, hopefully we do get to see it, because I know there are quite a lot of us waiting for one, or three. Although they did have the pre-production samples of the 81 and some of the new T-Class locomotives, I don't really have any information to share with you about it. If you do want to find out more information, I'll leave a link for their website. They do have all the information on there as well, but no real news aside from we got to kind of see them. Also, very last minute this month, a post went out about another SDS release rumored for late 2022 release. 3 new English electric locomotives, the WAGR F class, TGR Y class, and QR 1620 in a range of liveries. Also, what's exciting about this release is it will be in HO and HO N3.5. So that would be a narrow gauge release. Numbers and combinations will be confirmed later on, but that's pretty exciting. Something different, especially from a major manufacturer of Australian model railways that we're gonna get. Narrow gauge, cool. That's one, definitely keep an eye on it. It's not for me, but it's pretty neat. Cool. If you are interested in any of the SDS or Phoenix products, there is a full breakdown on their website, including order forms, or you can order them through your local hobby store that does stock SDS or Phoenix. Although nothing much from IDR Models, we did get to see a 3D printed print of the newly announced DERM rail car, which I know a lot of people are very keen, which I spoke about in the previous month's episode. But already we've got a cab sample, so that's pretty neat. Ixion look like they're very close to releasing the Victorian Railways J-Class steam locomotive, and we got to see it running on the Hobson's Bay layout Tallarook. And it did seem to be able to pull quite the grain rake with what seemed to be very minimal effort. I'm very much looking to getting my hands on a couple of these models, and it looks so far that they've done a very, very good job, and the wait has certainly been worth it. Well, I guess we'll find out. Once I do get mine, I will certainly make a review, and I will be posting it on here, so of course stay tuned for that. Just to add to that, Ixion aren't available as an order from their website or anything like that. You do have to order their models via your local hobby store or at an exhibition. They will also be selling them, but I have a standing order at my local hobby store, which is Trainworld, and I would highly recommend doing the same if you are planning on getting one, because I reckon these things are gonna sell very quickly. Elite Model Services in South Australia have designed and released an 8300 brake van kit. A post from their social media stated, "The EMS team are very proud to announce the first release in our signature offerings of rolling stock and locomotives, the 8300 brake van. We have covered the 5 major variants and all paint schemes from the SAR Regal Red Days through to the ANR and finally the Australian National Lemon Twist. The early versions are covered right through the CGP and on all the broad and standard gauge versions. The models have version-specific details such as different journals and many minor details, even down to the toilet drains. The kit can come complete with everything you need to finish, including laser-cut window glazings through to the couplers and wheels. A comprehensive decal set is also included with many options available. There are even optional interior inserts for those wishing to take the model to the ultimate level. These are even specific to the variants with regards to their layouts and details." That's pretty neat. That's a new independent, I guess, company. Awesome, fantastic news. That's neat. Although it's kind of out of my ear, I do have some South Australian stuff, so maybe. I haven't built a kit in a while, so could happen. Keep an eye out if I do. No guarantees. So that's all the news I've got for the month of April, so we'll move on to exhibitions. The border city of Wodonga will be holding the Wodonga Model Railway Exhibition, which will be held over the 15th and 16th of May at the Wodonga Showgrounds. Toowoomba in Queensland will have an exhibition on June 5th and 6th, presented by the Toowoomba Model Railway Club Incorporated. Adelaide will have their annual Model Railway Show held between the 12th and 14th of June. And according to their social media, it is highly advised that you do pre-book a ticket as they are limiting entry. In Melbourne, or more specifically Wheelers Hill, the Waverley Model Railway Club and Men's Shed will hold their annual exhibition at Brandon Park over the 12th to the 14th of June. It's usually a pretty good exhibition and I will try and tag along. Victoria's smallest model railway exhibition has been announced at Stawell for the 10th and 11th of July in the Stawell Railway Goods Shed. I think that could actually be pretty neat. I don't know if I'll make it, but well, you'll know if I do. And unfortunately, the Rose Hill exhibition has been cancelled. It was slated for October 16th, 17th, 2021, but yeah, unfortunately it's been cancelled. A bit of a bummer. I was actually planning on going to that one. It's one I've always wanted to go to, but hopefully it will run in 2022 and I will try my hardest to be there. So if I have missed any news or exhibitions, please leave it in the comments or let me know. If you do want to get in touch with me, I'm always up for a chat. You can reach me via email, Facebook, Instagram, even on here. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, if you do have any feedback, please leave it in the comments because I'm always going to be looking to improve this channel. So we've got something to look forward to. As I said at the start, if you are new here, don't forget to be subscribed and have notifications turned on so you know when I've got new videos being released, which is generally on a Saturday morning, at least at this point in time. You can also check out my website where I have high-res photos of, well, railway action that I've seen around the place, as well as merchandise that gets updated from time to time. If you really like the video, don't forget you can share it. So if you do think you're in any Facebook groups or maybe Reddit groups that you think would be interested, give it a share. The more following we get, the better support, the more content I can create. So thank you again so much for watching. Until next month, hooroo.